Hey guys, it's Srini from the Skooloflife.com. This is my first video newsletter that I want to share with you. And I want to talk to you about something that's probably on the forefront of your mind, considering we're in the holidays, there's a new year coming up, and it's something that probably is always in the forefront of your mind, hopefully, considering you subscribe to my newsletter and you're into personal development, and that is actually setting goals. My guess is that you probably already set goals and you probably review them. And if not, I hope that what I'm about to share with you will actually have a major impact on your goals because it has been a very powerful thing for me. And I found out about this method because I recently spoke with a friend of mine from college who is not really as much of a personal development advocate as I am, but he came across a book by Brian Tracy that was all about goals and decided to go through with the exercises because I think something happened to him where he felt very motivated to make some changes in his life. And so he went through this goal setting exercise, and what was interesting is that I hadn't spoke to him for about 3 months. And after that 3 months, he told me that, guess what, I basically went through this exercise, and everything that I did, or everything that I wrote down in terms of my goals, and by doing this exercise, I accomplished. In fact, I crossed all of them off my list, and now I can start working on new ones. So naturally, my curiosity was piqued about what exactly he had done, so I asked him, and then I found the Brian Tracy book on goals, which you'll be able to purchase here. I've included a link below. And what really struck me about it was the fact that it was so simple. You know, many of us have been out there trying to find what that magic formula is to get everything that we want. And you've probably seen The Secret, you've probably heard over and over again that your thoughts become things, and one of the things that I loved about this method was how simple it is and how little effort it really required. And even little effort seems to be a challenge for a lot of people. And I think that the real key to this is consistency. With any of these personal development efforts, everything is about consistency. I mean, how often do you decide not to brush your teeth? I hope that answer to that question is never. I hope it's every single day. And really, you need to approach your personal development efforts in the same way. So I want to share this simple goal setting method with you. You don't need much. I actually use a little black book. That's because someday I would love to write a blog post called How a Little Black Book Completely Changed My Life. And in this little black book, I wrote down my top 10 goals. But I did a few things. One, I wrote down goals in 3 different areas: health, wealth, and relationships. Because there's something called the tripod of balance. You really need to have balance in your life, and I really encourage you to set goals in all of those areas. Another thing I did was I wrote them in a positive and present tense, and I put a deadline on each goal. Now don't be ridiculous and put a deadline of, tomorrow to be a multimillionaire. Sure, it might happen, that's entirely possible, but I want you to actually think about this and take it seriously. Now, the part that I'm going to ask you to do next is really where the power of this actually comes in. By writing down these goals every single day when you wake up and every night right before you go to sleep, you'll see something really amazing start to happen. And I've noticed it myself. I've been doing this for about 15 days right now, and I have some definitely out there goals. But one of the things that I loved is that my creativity started to really come together. I came up with the idea for this video newsletter for you guys just by setting certain goals. One of my goals actually is to be a best-selling author by next year. And I also know that one of my goals has been to be a public speaker, and I figured that putting myself on video and sharing it with people would be a really great way to demonstrate that. Now, these are things that I've always known or always had ideas for, but I never took action on them, and I was never forced. But going through this goal-setting exercise on a daily basis keeps these goals at the forefront of your mind. So I think it's really important that you do this every single day. Now do it for 90 days. And don't ask yourself the question, what do you have to lose? Ask yourself the question, what do you have to gain? Because if you think about it, 90 days for 10 minutes a day is a really small investment of time and effort for a lifetime of success. Imagine if you actually accomplish all of the goals that you've written down in those 90 days, what you'll be able to do next. The sky is not a limit at that point. You can do anything, which is why I encourage all of you to try this. And I would love to interview you for my blog when I hear your story about how this has worked. I myself am in the first 15 days of it, but because I believe in the power of it, I wanted to share it with you. I definitely can't take credit for it. It's an idea from Brian Tracy, but what I loved was the fact that it was so damn simple. So go out there and test it out and commit to it. You know what? Don't set New Year's resolutions. New Year's resolutions are bullshit, okay? The fact is that most people who make New Year's resolutions don't even keep them. You might look at them for the next week and they'll be done. It's almost like we're conditioned to break New Year's resolutions. So set those goals now. Forget your New Year's resolutions and set up goals and work towards them. And do just a little bit every day and you'll be amazed what will happen. And this is Srini from the schooloflife.com. I hope you've enjoyed my first edition of this video newsletter, and I look forward to hearing from all of you about your success.